Hello. There have been a few questions on a kit that I released, which was an update for the DML MLRS kit, the M270. This would also be something that you could use on DML's M270A1 kit. About placement of the parts and on all that. So I just wanted to go over that real quick with everybody and address some of the questions. So first of all, can you use the kit tracks in the DML kit with the update parts that I'm offering? So the update parts that I'm offering is a new set of road wheels. They are so much better than the kit offerings and anything else. These come like this, and you just slide them right onto the road wheel arm. Might take a little bit of twisting depending on how much paint you've already got on. Like I've already started painting in that, but they just go right on. And then you just kind of twist them around to get them in line. Works pretty good. Pretty simple replacement. And with the idler arm in the back, you do have to chisel down a little bit so that the new idlers that I include will slide on, and you can basically glue them on flat. Why didn't I include any other idlers or do anything else? Because that would have been a lot more work, and I don't know if this kit really needs that, considering that way that it's set up. I didn't want to mess with it. It already has the torsion bar effect. These return rollers, the short ones and the long ones, are also included in the conversion kit. So there's a long one right there, and there's two short ones. And okay, so the million-dollar question is, will the DML kit track work with the new parts? Everything here, the road wheels, the idler, the return rollers, yes it will. However, there is also a new sprocket. This new sprocket is accurate. This is DML's offering that they had in the kit from years ago, and as far as I understand it, it hasn't changed with their newest M270A1 version. This is not accurate. This used to be pretty good, now it's not. The difference, as you can see right here, is that the DML sprocket is approximately half to a little bit more, 0.5 to 0.8 millimeters wider. And that's enough to throw the teeth off. So that means this sprocket will not work with the DML track. The other problem is that the DML track is the early M270 track, and most, if not all, of the vehicles for quite a while have had the Bigfoot track on them. This is DML's stretchable, gluable track, one-piece track that comes in their ODS kit. What I would recommend, if you want to have accurate tracks on your, and by the way, you can see this slides right on as well, the sprocket just slips right on, is to get the AFV Club 35th scale Bigfoot track. Sorry if that's that is upside down. The workable track. They are two-piece. You have to glue the pads onto the track face. It's not my favorite thing either, but they are good tracks otherwise. That's just click right together. They are made to work with this sprocket. So they go right on, no problem. And with this track on the kit, you will have a much better looking, much better setup. It's actually kind of impressive how much it makes this kit look better. Real quick, things that you need to think about for the suspension. The road wheel arms, the large ones, there are supports here on the bottom, and here, these can be clipped right out. You don't want to pay me to do this work, so I left those supports on there. For the smaller supports in this kit, the bumps are on one part of the actual face of the wheel. Just sand them down. All of this, I recommend you sand those pieces. I have a small square file or a small triangular file. Either one will work that I use. Take it and I just sand down until part naturally pops off. Then you don't get any shearing or pitting or anything like that. You're just sanding. The resin's good for sanding. It's not so good for scraping. Sprocket should be fine. Idler, there are some spots on the wheel face that will need some sanding down to make them smooth. So that covers the suspension that's down here. So what about the other parts on this kit? I'm going to take this off, and you can see that there's some decent tension. And by the way, on the road wheels here, there will also be right on the face some rough, and you have to sand that down as well. Take that off. So also included in this conversion is an accurate Commander's railing. This is the railing used by the US and some of the other operators of the MLRS. It goes on here. There are points on the bottom of the pads here and along the railing that will need to be, along the bottom of the pads right here and along the railing that will need to be sanded down. And then you just put super glue on it and glue it right on. However, just as a addenda, I would make sure that these footman's loops, DML just gives you little lumps, but I would scrape them all off of the roof first, then put this railing on, and then add the footman's loops, the new footman's loops that I include in the kit. You get 22 of them, and they are very small and delicate, and they need to be taken off of the sprue or the support and then put right on. So they take some work. However, they're better than photo etch in my opinion, and look way better than the DML. So I don't know how well this is going to come in, but new footman's loops. Some people will use super glue. I used model cement, Tester's model cement, right directly on the plastic, and that holds it well enough to where it's not going to come off until you get paint on. And when you put paint on, that makes it even better. That's my experience with it. And when these things come off of the supports, I have yet to see one that comes off with any sort of an attachment, so it's already, you don't have to clean it up. What else comes in the kit is the AS3916 radio antenna, pretty common one, especially from the 90s. Still see them around. What you have to do is, in this case, I'm going to clip, but you can also use a filer, but clip the bottom off for the M270, and then get a file and file it flat. Takes hardly nothing, done. And then right on the kit will be the support stack, if you will. Just glue this right to it, ready to go. Pretty simple and easy. You also will get, for the front of the vehicle, for the lower front, is this toe shackle right here. I made this because I lost the kit piece, and then I realized how horrible that was, and it's way up right in front, so you get that piece. Another piece that you get, if I can find a resin copy of it here, yep, is the GPS antenna that goes on the back of the vehicle. And this is one of the upgrades for the M270A1. There are not a lot of pictures of this or close-ups or anything, so I'm kind of guesstimating, but this is my best guess based on my experience of what the shape looks like. It gives it a little bit of a prominence and yet is not too much of a big deal. So, unless I'm missing something else, and I don't think I am, those are all the parts for the M270. I do apologize for doing this video after I started painting my own kit, but I wanted to put something up so that people can see what to do with the parts in there, since there are no instructions, because I'm horrible at making instructions. I fully admit that. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them. I will do my best to help. Thank you.